What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Champion Living Podcast, where we believe that consistency, perseverance, and not taking life too seriously are the keys to success. I'm Doug, the founder and owner and head coach of Champion Living Fitness. Each week, I'll be joined by my coaching staff with the vision of providing trustworthy information about fitness, nutrition, and mindset, and how this all applies to being a professional rodeo athlete, as well as people from all walks of life. Are you ready to become a champion? Let's go.
What did you guys do this weekend? Anything fun? Yeah, dude, Logan, you went to rodeos. How were they?
Yeah, I did. It was good. We went to Evansville and watched the pro rodeo over there on Friday, caught up with some friends and stuff, and saw a bunch of, actually, there was like 4 or 5 of the instructors that come and help with that IPRA school in January. They were like pretty much all the instructors, with the exception of just a couple, were entered over there that night. So it was cool. We got to kind of hang out with the boys and see everybody. And Ben Snell was there. He did really good. He cowboyed. I mean, he just did some cowboy stuff and rode one up. It fell. It was really muddy, and his horse slipped and fell, and he rode one up and then proceeded to scratch at him pretty good for the last 4 or 5 seconds. He did awesome. And then we went to just up the road on Saturday to Salem, Illinois, and had a whippoorwill rodeo, and it was great. They had 3 or 4 saddle bronc riders and 2 bareback riders. Horses were really good from having the winter off. Well, I say they had the winter off. He sends them over to Three Rivers College, and they use them as practice horses, but I think a couple of them were pretty fresh. And so they were just really, really good. And it was a good rodeo. There was nothing, no major hiccups. So it was a good rodeo, good crowd.
Any bulls
We just
get
kind of
ridden?
rodeo. Say what?
Did any bulls get ridden?
They rode one bull. Yeah, we had a kid. I don't remember his name either, but
Off to a good start.
haven't seen him before. I don't think. Joe Phillips, maybe. Now that I say it, I can't remember his name.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say his name.
Joe
Phillips.
Joe rides really well.
Yeah, he was there, and he rode this little blue bull and rode it really well. Blue bull was pretty weak, but he made a good ride. And so that was exciting. They did ride a bull. We had 18 bull riders entered. 18 of them.
That's a bunch.
It was it was a lot. It was a lot, but it was a good rodeo. We had like 50 something barrel racers, 40 of them in slack, and I don't know, maybe 35 or 40 team roping teams, and it was a full rodeo.
Little rodeo.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good.
That's
But by
awesome.
the time we got done with slack and all that kind of stuff, and I got home, luckily it's in a permanent pen, so there was no setup and tear down. But by the time we got done with slack and I, drove an hour home or whatever, it was like 1:30. We was late the first night, Friday night, because I took Cannon with me. We got to go over to Evansville together, and he wanted to watch the bull ride, and he graduated pre-K Friday morning. So we were like, all right, man, like you and me, we're going to go to a rodeo, hang out. And he's like, man, I kind of want to watch the bull rider and, or the bull riding. I was like, well, that's fine. We can stay. And so by the time we got home, it was late. And then Saturday, same thing, late. So it's just one of those weekends where it's like, wait, is it? It's
Get
Monday.
ready for that,
Are you sure
baby.
it's Monday? Are
Yeah.
you sure it's Monday? Because it does
Summertime.
not feel like it should be Monday.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So anyway,
I-
and that's it. We're in it. Kids are out of school.
Baseball game
And
start.
rodeos are ball games start. We have 4 this week.
Woohoo!
We have 1 tonight. Conley plays tonight. The boys play tomorrow night. We have Wednesday off. Thursday, maybe Conley plays Thursday, and the boys play Friday. And so, yeah, 4 nights this week. We're going to be balling it up. So, anyway, summer is here.
Summer is here. Heck yeah. Big news on my weekend was just watching the PBR finals wrapped up. Yesterday I didn't get to watch it live, so I had it set to record, and I didn't trust myself to check social media, and I wanted to see how this whole world title race panned out, because I knew it was going to be a good one.
Yeah.
And so I had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb and lock myself out of Instagram and Facebook for a little while until I could go back and watch the event. But no, it was awesome. If anybody didn't watch it, you missed out, because Cassio Diaz and John Crimber are
nuts.
Freaking competitors, man.
Yeah.
Like it was cool to watch. They went toe to toe right up until the end, and John ended up stubbing his toe on the last one. But having 2 rookies finish 1 and 2, I think is insane. And then, Sage is a rookie too, and he won the event final. So
yeah, dude.
We knew at the beginning of the year when the rookie lineup came out, it's like, holy crap, this doesn't feel like these guys should all be rookies, and they proved it. I think ended up 1 and 2 in the world, and then Sage winning the finals event. That's like probably the 3 biggest things you can accomplish, and they were all taken by rookies.
That's awesome.
It is, man. That was
so
a
cool.
Really cool event to watch. And I was gonna say big shout out to Sage. I love seeing him succeed everywhere he goes, and it's always in those high pressure moments where he is so clutch. Like I would bet every time on that guy in those kinds of situations. He is nuts.
Yeah, man, he's just fun to watch. Like he makes light of those situations too. Like he just handles them with such ease. And
he's been there so many times, I think, throughout all of these. How many world titles? 7? 7?
Yeah.
7.
Yep.
It's a lot.
Yeah, he's been there so many times. So he knows how it feels, and he probably I would step out on a limb here and say he goes to those places at home in practice, right? Like he's not. It's not that that they're foreign to him. He's experienced them a lot in real life, and I think that he probably, he puts that experience to good use at home when he's practicing and whatnot. So it's just kind of like another day at the office for that guy.
Yeah,
absolutely. What did John's second or last ride look like? I didn't get to watch it. What did he buck off of?
They were all really good bulls, but the final round was a draft round. So he picked one that he thought was gonna fit him, and if you let John pick a bull, he's probably gonna ride it. And so he was pretty upset after that. Yeah. But they rolled right on to. They did it, man. They did it so weird. They did two full rounds kind of yesterday, and it was just like
it's like a lot of.
It was a lot, and Dalton Castle bucked off his last bull, and he comes back to the buck and shoots, and he looks right at the camera, and they got like the commentators and stuff, but those cameras still pick up some of that audio, and he goes, "Shout out to Sean Gleason for the worst effing finals of the ever," or something like that, and so I'm sure he's got a couple fines coming his way, but. But yeah, it was the whole thing was a really strange setup, and it felt like all season they were just kind of throwing it together, like. As time went on, because it wasn't until a couple months ago and they even started selling tickets for it because they didn't know where it was going to be or what it was going to look like. Yeah.
I feel like the whole season felt like that to me watching. It felt like it all was just very, I don't know, just a lot. And that's a lot on those guys to have to get on and do that. I mean, it's just a lot overall for everybody. But anyways, that's none of our business. I have no interest in running an association like that.
No.
Love watching it and love what the athletes are doing. Love being able to help some of those guys. But big shout out to all those guys that we were talking about that showed up and had great performances there. And how about you guys hear about the Kid Rockin' Rodeo at all?
I watched a little bit of it. I had that set to record too because that went on super late. Friday night or whatever that was. It was so long. But
I just watched the highlights they posted on social media, more or less, if I'm completely honest. And it looked pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It looked really cool. I talked to a good amount of people that were there watching, and everyone had just really good things to say about it. They said it was so fun, created a really good atmosphere. They packed that, dude. They're like sold that thing out. So just seeing the videos with that amount of people at a rodeo, it makes my heart happy, dude. It really does.
Yeah.
And it does take someone like Kid Rock to bring two worlds that are so similar together, right? Through what he does. And like, I don't know, I think of his crowd as more like the NASCAR crowd, right? Or guys that they like appreciate rodeo, but they're not going to go just because they're not big rodeo fans because they really don't know that much about it, but they think cowboys or bull riding is cool. It's like, all right, well now you just opened the doors to so many people to rodeo, man. And I think everyone knows that, but a huge shout out to that guy for doing what he's doing for the Western way of life in America. It was so cool to watch. But
in America,
man, he does. He's bringing it back, baby. He did all of
Bringing it back.
his patriotic songs during his concerts over there. He reminds me he's
Yeah.
like rock Toby Keith, which is a huge compliment if you ask me.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Cybertruck painted up like the General Lee?
Mm-hmm. I did.
That was wild.
I didn't. I haven't seen
There's
it
a
yet.
Tesla Cybertruck, and it's that
Yeah,
Right,
Charger orange and the
01
01 on the
that's
side.
awesome.
It was awesome.
That's
It was
awesome.
a show.
That's
It was a
so
show.
cool.
I did hear it took like 5 hours to get through, which is
Yeah.
a long time. So I'm sure there's some kinks to work through production wise, but like I said, from everyone I talked to that was there, they had great things to say. Had a great
I mean,
time, so.
that's a pretty big stage to do a test run too. You know what I mean? Like
No kidding.
AT&T Stadium,
yeah.
like primetime TV slot, and they're like, "Oh, well, let's just see how it goes."
Full send, baby.
Yeah,
Full
send.
send.
I did hear that like they had some extra like bowl games and stuff planned.
They did, and they couldn't get through.
and they had to end up cutting that part out just because it was going so long. But just the barrel racing and the bareback riding from what I watched was like it was cool. It was especially that head-to-head barrel racing was wild.
I love this
watch.
running at the same time, dude. I think that is so
Yeah.
exciting. And the team roping, same sides, like man. It was just such a cool spin on it, and I think that it has huge potential to grow in that aspect for a team's version of this. I know one big change they need to make is they need to make a team and us coaches of one of them. That's the biggest
Yeah,
one.
that's for dang sure.
I just love that they're like reinventing the wheel, right? Like
bit,
Rodeo reimagined, they called it. Like Rodeo's it's just been what it's been for so long, and it's been good. It's getting better, but it's still like the same old. And so I love that we're just trying new things. It's like what we talked about for years with the last couple of years with the teams, the PBR teams. Like there'll be people that hate it and that don't like it, but at least we're trying something new. How can we figure out where Rodeo's going unless we do something we've never done before?
Exactly.
And so I think it's great that we're just like, man, trying out new stuff. Maybe it's great. Maybe it sucks. I don't care. Either way, we'll be closer to a solution.
Mm-hmm.
So
is that a WCRA event?
Kinda. There was a WCRA
Team?
one of the teams was put together of WCRA contestants.
The ones that
won Corpus Christi.
Yeah, the ones that won it, the free riders. They were all the
Bobby's
winners
team.
of Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. It was just a team completely drafted.
Did they end up winning the whole deal?
Yeah, they won the
Yes.
whole deal. Yeah,
Won
the
the whole
winners,
thing.
baby.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
RC was on that. Nick Pelkey.
Yeah, Nick Pelkey.
Dude, talk about I am fired up for that guy. I've been seeing him for a minute now going, and he's always rode pretty good. He's kind of a younger guy. And this year, I don't know what changed with him. He got it figured out, and that dude is riding good and just letting it all hang out.
Did he start going to Missouri Valley?
Well, he's
makes
graduated,
sense if he
so he's been in
has
Missouri
he?
Valley for quite a while.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, I think last year was his first year outside of college, kind of rodeoing hard, and we worked together through the fall last year. So like maybe October, November, December, kind of a 3-month contract, leading up to getting ready for Denver and stuff like that. And then he's kind of been doing his own thing since then. But I mean, he was fun to train. He was enjoyable. He was one of those guys that like it was. He had trained before, wrestled, so he had a lot of questions, and it wasn't like out of like, hey, I don't want to do that, but there was a lot of like, why, and it was great because I was able to educate along the way, and then there was buy-in from him too, because he understood the why behind what we're doing, and it was very different than what he was used to doing. And so anyway, it was really good. But I'm same as you. I'm tickled for him. So he's a young guy. I think he finished 25th or 24th last year in the world standings. So that was the main reason that we started working together. He did that little stint with me. He's like, 25th ain't going to work. I need to do something different. And so I'm excited for his year to see kind of what he accomplishes and stuff. He's a good kid and does ride sharp for sure.
Super awesome. And I saw the money that was won. was,
Mm.
dude, game changer. That's huge. Like
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
we're talking about there. That's some.
Yep.
You start
We
putting
paid like almost
together
30
a
grand
tour,
an event, I think, and then 500 for the average win.
500,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Like $500,000 between what is that? How many people on the team? 8?
I think when it was split, like all the coaches and all the players got like 33,000 or something like that. I think. If I am, I'm pretty sure that was what I read. So Tyler might have to look that up and fact check me. But I mean, 33 grand and being on a team and be able to that's a hefty
to
freaking
essentially
paycheck.
run or get on 2 times or 3 times.
Yeah.
10 grand,
Mhm. Yeah.
10 grand a nod.
Yeah, 10 grand.
And that's
a
just
nod.
your team winnings, and then you got like RC who won an event,
Yep.
and
Yep.
I don't know how they paid that. Like if you split because there was
I think it was
two
30.
contestants per event, so like if they won the bareback riding, does Nick and RC then split that
Dude,
money?
we need to get.
probably.
I'm gonna get Bobby on here. We need to get someone on to explain this all. 'Cause
Yeah,
this would be a really
yeah.
good episode, and I want to hear more about it. And I want to hear from the winners.
I was gonna say we should have RC on, but then I remembered how much he hates stuff like this. So
We did. When did we have it? Oh, it was in Cheyenne, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, in
wow.
Cheyenne, we had him on, and he was getting ready to ride. He was more terrified of being on the podcast than he was getting on a bucking horse.
More now.
Yeah.
He's
He
been
might.
through a lot of media things.
He
He's done a
has
lot of
been.
big things
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
since
He's won-
that day.
He's won a lot
Cheyenne.
since then.
Yeah, he won $1
Yeah,
million.
that's very true.
Like
Yeah,
since then.
Yeah.
Like, that was 3 years ago, guys.
Mhm.
Does not feel like 3 years ago. I can
Mm-mm.
close my eyes and literally picture it like it was yesterday. That was a really fun week. A really fun week.
Yeah, it was.
that was such a fun week.
Mhm. I still go back and look at all the videos. We have so much content from that, like all the rides.
Oh,
and-
that's because that's when Instagram was actually cool. That's when Instagram didn't hate me.
I think
You
it's
know,
coming
you could,
back
you-
around.
Yeah, you make a
Maybe not
reel,
for
and
you, but-
it was nothing to get. No, it ain't coming back for me. Coming back for you guys. It ain't coming.
Start a new
but
page. I'm telling you,
could
run an experiment. Do an experiment.
You could
New page.
make a you could make a reel of anything 100K views for sure, and just about anything was popping off. Not no mo. The good old days,
They've got a grudge
back
out
when
for
they
you.
bucked. Yeah, yeah,
They're out
something.
for Logan.
Something.
They see the harder Logan tries, the harder they block it.
Yeah.
Instagram's
yeah,
like,
the
look
more
at all
longer
this
it
takes
time.
him to
Look
make
at this
a reel.
magnificent video Logan made. I think we'll just
yeah, we're gonna hide that under a rock.
Shadow band.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to claim shadow. I mean,
It's because you're
also,
a ginger.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why that offends me so much, but I feel very offended right now. Why do I
haven't
do
dropped
this to
that in a
myself?
minute, and I
This is
knew
why,
it
like, why don't
instantly.
I
was
have
like,
better friends? That's what I wonder all the time. I'm like, why? I need,
Because you treat us all poorly, and we're the
You know
ones that
that-
stick around.
Oh, that's actually really true. That's actually really true. Okay, all right, never mind. Okay, yeah, I'll take it. You got to dish it out. You got to be able to take it. Here I am,
Yeah.
I'm smiling.
Yeah, you
There
better.
we go.
On another
Yeah, I'm
note,
taking it.
the,
Oh, yeah, let's hear it,
results for
Tyler.
that,
Oh,
was-
okay. Thank you. Oh my gosh,
Every-
saved by the bell. Here he comes.
For the win, the free riders earned $500,000, and then each athlete and coach earned $27,778.
Is that
Cool.
of the
Of the
that was the
500.
500,000 divided out among all the coaches and the athletes?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's
Sweet.
awesome.
So
And then
it
did it have anything about like individual winnings? Were there individual winnings for those that like won or was that just kind of the deal?
Yeah, no, it doesn't show anything as far as like any other payouts.
Okay.
It just shows that one.
Well, that
What was
team.
what was the total? 25,000.
27.5.
27,000.
Nice. I was wrong too.
Yeah, so that seems like it's split like 18 ways. Because I was gonna say there's
Yeah, 'cause there's 2 coaches and 16
athletes.
team
Two
members,
athletes
yeah.
per event. Yep.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and then you have
Hey,
4
man,
in the team.
that's
represents.
cool. That's freaking neat.
That's
I'm
it's
in.
great. Yeah. for a one-time event. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they're not locked into. If we can just get to where these guys could go, and I think this has been the vision for a while, but if we could get to where these top guys can go to, 40 or 50 rodeos a year and make that investment money, you know what I'm saying? Not just getting by, not just be able to buy a bigger house, but like be able to put money back kind of thing, or invest in businesses or retire and get to go to 40 or 50 rodeos a year and not have to go up and down. I think there's a place for rodeoing. I don't ever want like the all night drives and the, you know what I'm saying? Like the actual rodeo. I think there's definitely like a place in the future for that. I don't necessarily want that to go away, but I do think that there needs to be a top tier of guys that get to take their families with them every weekend.
Well, here's the deal too. Oh, sorry. Keep going. Sorry. I thought
that's pretty much it. I just want them to be able to make a healthy living, set themselves up for retirement, and not have to get on 125 bucking horses a year and only be able to ride until they're 32 because they're too broken to keep going.
Hey guys, we got some exciting news for you. If you're listening to this, we know that you're committed to upping your game in the arena. And we're teaming up with the Rodeo Now app to help you do just that. The Rodeo Now app allows you to record, upload, and catalog your rides and runs, review your performances in slow motion, and our favorite feature, if you're not familiar with your stock draw, you can search your animal by name to get all the intel you need to make your next ride a winning one. Join the rodeo revolution today and download the Rodeo Now app for free. It's available in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with that 100%. We're obviously doing things to try and change that, right? Through what we're doing with strength and conditioning, through the resources that we're providing. And I was thinking, a guy goes and wins or a girl goes and wins that kind of money. You then you got to know what to do with that money. It doesn't mean that just because you win it doesn't mean that you're going to go do something not worthy, but useful or beneficial for your life later. Because a lot of times you're just not thinking about that, especially in this sport where a lot of athletes are really young when they win a large amount of money. And I think my brother would tell you firsthand that he was probably really thankful that my dad was educated in things like that and didn't make him, but just said, hey, bud, like this is probably a better option when you start thinking about life. I know it doesn't seem that right now, but when you're 50, you're going to be really happy you did this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's why it's important to have resources like OPA and what we're doing with our financial help. And again, we're not financial advisors, or that's not our thing. But what we do have are friends that are specialists in that and have created plans and the lessons for us. Jeff's coming back next week to Pueblo to do our financial part of the class, teach them about budgeting, answer all their questions about whatever, write-offs, taxes, I don't know, whatever they have questions about. But it's so important that we get more resources out there like this, right? And help guys. And I'm thinking about there is a place for rodeo, moving on the other thing you said. Absolutely. Because in the end, you do that 16 kids or 16 athletes a team, that's tops 100 people total. So there's going to be 100 athletes that are going to be able to do this tour, and the rest have got to do something else, right? And so I think that's where you start seeing these will be like the PRCA or the biggest, that whole season will be a feeder of whatever leagues start out of this, which, I mean, that's what the PBR is seen too. You see all these guys from the PRCA crossing over to the PBR now, or vice versa. Been in PBR the whole time, now they're coming over to the PRCA. Everyone's just going where they think they can make the most money. But if we could make a tour, that would be, I mean, we've talked about that for years, dude. I think since we started the show, we've talked about.
Yeah, I think episode 3 of the podcast was about that. I think we literally outlined our plan.
It's just such a different ball game because of the PRCA being an association made up of members, and I think of all the rodeos, so many of them are just they're individual contractors within the association. They put on their own rodeo, and so whereas like the PBR being like what is it's like technically like an entertainment company or something like that. So all the sanctioned events are produced by the PBR, and so they can do whatever they want to with their. But I think about like my mind was going to changing the season for professional rodeo, right, and having a different time frame on the season instead of it being October 1st to September 30th. I don't know what it would look like, but changing the season. But then what about California, like Rodeo Salinas? What about some of these big pro rodeos that were at a high time? You change the season, they get upset because maybe now they're not as important, or they're. Does that make sense? You're going to have to think about.
You couldn't do
the
that. I don't think.
each
I
one
think
of those
what you would have to
associations.
do is similar to Kid Rock's deal at AT&T Center. Then
Yep.
you go to Milwaukee and you're at the center where the Bucks play, and then you go to Detroit and you're
Yep.
where the Pistons. I don't know. But these
Yep.
could be in much more urban areas. I think would be the way you
Yep.
do this, because you're bringing in those different demographics. You're able to get way more people together in those areas and actually teach them about the sport of rodeo instead of him having to drive to a suburb, which most people are not going to do from the city.
Yeah.
It would have to be way different. Absolutely. And because rodeos would feel, it would hurt.
If you change
the
something
sport.
up, you're going to lose rodeos that are sanctioning. You're going to, so I agree. And I think that the PBR obviously has the
could do
market on
coast
this.
stuff though. You know how they
They
did
could.
the teams at Cheyenne, that one day was a
Yeah.
different day. They could definitely do
Yep.
that at some of these
Yep.
like Salinas or Reno or something
Yep.
like that. They could definitely
Yep.
do a teams thing there and have the capacity to have the concert, have the production, everything they needed, like they did at. I mean, it can be a little different than Cowboy Stadium because that's like the freaking mecca. But
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I think that
The
there's a
PBR knows
huge-
what's.
Yeah.
They know what cities work and what don't. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
They've
the other
been
thing
doing
is
this,
they've been
yeah.
in the market for a while, and I think that's a big reason or a way. I mean, it's my belief. Paul would be able to correct me, but that's probably how they based some of their cities for teams.
That's
Hey, these were the venues.
It was the
that-
hot markets.
The hot
ones
markets
the ones
for-
that tend to sell out season after season. That's who got teams.
So then I would say that it would work well if the PBR was involved in some sort of rodeo
Absolutely.
teams type thing, because they have all the research
did put
on
this
what
on,
markets
didn't
are going to do well and not do well, as opposed to like reinventing the wheel and trying to come up with like doing one in Detroit. And guess what? Detroit hates rodeo or whatever. I don't know that, but I'm just saying,
No, for sure. Absolutely.
you're going to end up failing. Well, they've got this roadmap already of these cities that work, and being able to partner with them in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. I mean, I think
I see that happening. Like what you just said, Logan. I see that that's the direction they're going, because PBR has a lot of involvement in the WCRA. They obviously hosted the Rock and Rodeo thing,
Yes.
so like they're the ones that I think they're already testing the waters.
yeah.
So I think they're definitely going to be heading that direction, where PBR is probably going to be the one that takes the initiative to move rodeo
they have the
towards
money
teams.
to
I
do
don't
it.
think it'll be PBRs. Yeah.
And that's
If
the
you
other thing
get-
that's going to cost a lot of money to do.
If you get the PBR and the WCRA and they like full force joint, oh my gosh, the balloons, and they full force like come together and they create an environment for rodeo athletes, all of rodeo athletes, things are going to look very different for the PRCA.
Mm.
Like if you bring those two entities together and they provide a competitive opportunity for a bareback rider to make a living, it will be interesting to see what happens.
Just
Yeah.
the sponsorship
And they-
possibilities alone of what can
they
happen
have the
there.
ability to, and the way that I think it could work, and this wasn't my idea. I think it was Justin Bates that shared this with me. He said, like, what if they did it more like golf, like where it's an open, so you have all the amateurs that can enter in the week leading up to it, and then you have the final event that either has your seeded guys at the top and then your
American.
5 invites or whatever. Yeah, basically
The
like
American.
the American. It's just
Even the
strung out
WCRA
on-
events.
the
Yes.
WCRA is kind of like it's set up like that already. So if they use the WCRA to fuel the team's deal, they could have these open events, and you could have your seeded guys that are invites, the top whatever in the world, and then you have the open where people can work their way up. And obviously we know that works now, because who won the Rock and Rodeo? The WCRA team.
team.
So I think that would be a really cool way to go about it, because then you have your favorites and you can follow along, because you have your guys that are consistently on tour, and then you have the underdogs you root for as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a really cool idea and solution to what's been going on in the sport and to get it to grow. And I'm freaking stoked about it. Really am. I really do. I really do think we'd be really badass coaches, though. I think we would put together a team.
I know
that
we
would
would.
be, yeah. And not even just because of working out. Like, you put together guys that know the sport and that all the other sides of other sports, dangerous.
Yeah.
But the markets you were talking about, like they put teams in those cities like New York and Florida for a reason because they see the value in it. So that alone psychs me up too, because that's what we need. We need growth in those areas about what we do and what the sport's about, because there's so much hearsay and bullshit that gets spewed in those areas, right? It's an exciting time for rodeo. Really is. Sadder news, Patrick Gotch passing away.
Man,
Yeah, I saw that.
crazy.
Talk about a trailblazer, man. Like, I didn't meet him, never met him in person, but everything he's done with the Cowboy Channel and what that's done for the sport I don't really have words for it. You know, it's huge.
I'm exactly the same way. I've never met him. And I've talked to people that have worked for him and been around him, and there's a lot of mixed reviews out there. What you can say is that he has changed the culture for professional rodeo. And
I think he's changed the entire trajectory of it.
I completely agree. By projecting it into the homes, it has forced accountability for judges. It has changed sponsorship opportunities for rodeo.
Yeah.
It has given athletes a platform. It has absolutely changed the trajectory of professional rodeo. And for that, he'll go down in the history books as the guy that started that process.
Hui has the best gear because it's tough. It's durable. It withstands the test of what we put it through. And that is why I am a big supporter of Hui brands. Guys, from hats, apparel, whatever you need, they've got you covered. They are the perfect blend of rodeo style and athletic performance. You can check them out at huibrands.com. Use our discount code ChampionLiving, all one word, is going to save you a little bit at checkout. Here's the deal. Lots of rodeo gear companies are coming out, but not all are equal. Beastmaster is really setting the bar when it comes to the equipment that is built for durability and designed for success in the arena. You guys can check them out at beastmasterrodeo.com. Use our discount code ChampionLiving24. That's ChampionLiving24. Going to save you a little bit at checkout. What else? You just went so cross-eyed when you looked at that hair on your hat, dude.
Well, it wasn't a hair. It was actually
what is
a
happening?
tiny little. It was actually a tiny little spider dropping down in front of my face, and I was like, "Oh,
I was like, oh
what
no,
is
what
going
happened to
on here?"
Logan?
So I'm like trying to
we
find
lost
this-
him. We
I'm
lost
trying to-
him.
For real.
I'm trying to find the spider and get it. I think I got it. I don't know.
Logan CT finally caught up to him.
It's been catching up with me for a. It's been
Speaking
catching
of
up
that,
with me for
this is sorry, I heard the
quite a
joke. Did
while.
you guys watch the roast of Tom Brady at all?
No, I haven't seen any of it.
It's for adult ears only, obviously. And you have to be just in a mood to laugh, because there are some things you should definitely not be laughing at. But damn, dude, last night I was in tears laughing about some of these jokes. But there's a bunch of football players, so obviously they were going off about CTE, and so that's what just reminded me of. But yeah, if you need a good chuckle, some adult dark humor, watch that, because it is freaking funny.
Yeah,
Freaking funny. And if you don't want to watch the whole thing, just watch up to Nikki Glazer. She's like the second one to go, and she was the most funny one by far. Absolutely, like standing ovation. It was insane.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. OPA is here,
Dude,
which is
OPA is here.
crazy. It is
Freaking
nuts
out,
to think
man.
about. Yeah, it's like it's been such a thing in the works. The bull riding version of OPA finally here, because we've been planning it for what seems like forever. And
forever.
here it is. Forever.
It really does.
I mean, really, since we all sat down at that little restaurant on the square in Magnolia, and after like maybe the second day of our first OPA, and we were like, we got to have this in other events. What do we got to do to, and naturally the next event that we branch out to is bull riding. But I mean, really, it's been in the works since then, and so it's been, man, I'm super excited. I'm bummed that you guys get to have all the fun, but it's going to be so cool. And I'm excited for the guys that are coming. I know quite a few of them that are on the list, and I just talked with one last week, and I was like, man, it's just going to be, you can't really like, words don't do it justice. There's nothing I can tell you that is going to prepare you mentally for what's going to take place in those 4 days. And I'm really excited for the guys that are signed up, that are coming, that are putting their money where their mouth is. They're willing to like make some sacrifices to get there, because the game is going to change for them. And I would be willing to say that the majority of them have the most profitable summer riding bulls that they've had to this point. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
it is.
It sounds like a bold statement, but it's probably more true than not.
I mean, if it's what we've seen in the horse riding,
I know,
right? I mean, it's what we've seen,
like over and over again.
Yeah. So it's not a fluke.
No, it's not, and I'm super stoked. We really upped the ante this time for what we're going to be able to do with the athletes. And the first off was getting the PBR SPC. Jen over there, the Strength and Performance Center for PBR, has been a huge advocate of ours since she came around in that position. And it is going to be so cool. We have yet to be able to do this in an actual facility where we have access to professional equipment. And I don't know how to explain it. Like, I want this to change the culture for rodeo athletes. I want them to feel like real athletes. And I think they definitely do at the other schools, because we're working out with the best we can and how they're going to be doing it most of the time on the road. But to get a taste of walking into a facility like that, and I remember when I was playing lacrosse in high school, and I went to some of these development camps and went to D1 universities for them, and I walk into these training facilities, and it makes you feel worthy, or it makes you feel like you belong there, and you're going to show up and work hard every day. And I can always remember going to those camps in my performance elevating every time, just because of the culture that you're in. And that's what OPA does. And if you can take what you learn there and just keep it simple and keep putting that to work, dude, it pays off in loads quickly. And we've seen that in the horse riding pretty much every time. Guys coming, investing the money. They don't know what they're going to get from it. They leave, they enter, they win. And they win their money back usually the first weekend. I'm not guaranteeing that. I'm saying it's definitely possible. But full transparency, signups did not go how I anticipated them to at all. And that's okay, because the guys that are there and are invested, that's who should be there. But we can't elevate these schools without price. It costs money to do these things, right? It's not like we put this price tag on and it's like, because we think we're so knowledgeable and you're going to get so much value from us. It's like, no, all the money that we get from this literally goes to everything: the buck and stock, the facilities, the food, everything. Coaches to get everybody there, pay for, like, it's a full on.
It's just a passion product.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's just because we love the sport and we love investing in the sport, and all of us are passionate about doing clinics and teaching and passing information on to the next generation. And so it is, and it's going to take some time. Change is hard. I mean, we're what are we, like 3 deep in the horse riding, now, and we're just now at the spot where we haven't even advertised the OPA for November, the horse riding OPA, and it's over half full. And we haven't even advertised it yet. But it's taken a while to get there. It's a product that we put out. People were like, that doesn't make sense. Well, I don't think I need that. The few people that came at the beginning, they exploded. The next one went a little bit better. And now here we are, where people are like, okay, yes, I know the people that have gone to that one before. I see what they're doing now in professional rodeo and other tiers of rodeo. That's obviously something that I need. And so it's just going to take some time. It's an investment and changing and it's just, which is what we've been doing since Champion Living was started, since 2019, changing the culture of rodeo, like one athlete at a time. it is an investment in our part to like catch the sport up. You guys, we are lacking drastically, so it's time to get on the bandwagon.
That was a good tagline there. Changing the sport of rodeo one athlete at a time.
One athlete at a time.
Right,
Thanks. I wrote it down on a notebook.
Did you?
No. It just
I'm
it was
about
off the top of my head.
so I don't forget
Got
it.
it at Walmart. It was half off.
Yeah, guess what? Paul's gonna put that on a reel today and get freaking
And it's
54,000 followers from it, and 17 million views. Instagram's gonna pay him $100,000 because he used the tagline "one athlete at a time," and I'm just gonna be sitting over here on my freaking thumbs.
Yeah. So for anybody that doesn't know why Logan's so salty about this, is that I've had a few viral videos, like maybe 3 or 4. 2 of them are either the video was taken by Logan, or Logan was the star of the video. And so most of my Instagram growth, if that's something that we even want to track, has been thanks to Logan. And he's not seeing the same.
I'm just over here. I've been trying for 2
He's
years
not
to get to 10K followers, and I've gotten to the spot now where I just like
Logan.
I mean, I do try on my content, but I'm throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks. Go ahead.
Start a new page. Try it. Do it. I want you to run an experiment. You're already. How much worse can it go? It can't go any worse.
Today was a day that I was supposed to spend the entire day filming content, and after this constructive criticism and building up, I want to throw my phone in the trash. So this is not setting. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly what I'd rather do than shoot content. I have no content ideas too, so that's great. And the last time I called Paul for content ideas, he just told me how to fix my content and screwed my whole day up.
Wow.
So I'm not going to do
so
that. I can't lean on you guys for ideas either. I'm over here
Don't
on the
talk
island
about
by
content.
myself, just trying
Don't
to
call him
figure
a
out-
ginger. 2 things. 2 bugaboos. 2 bugaboos for Logan.
We're developing a list that we have this like list posted on the wall. Do not talk about on the podcast because Logan will get upset. Oh, that's so funny.
It's like Step Brothers, where
man.
he's like, I don't do bear traps, and I won't have sex with older ladies for money. It's my 2 bugaboos.
Oh man, oh dude, I'm like about to cry. I'm laughing so hard.
good
Okay,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Good shit.
yes,
But-
I have contributed to Paul's Instagram growth. That is true. Continue. Sorry, let's move on.
Speaking of summer and resources, we've been working on our app pretty damn hard here recently. And it's a Champion Living Fitness app. If you don't know, now you know. Go check it out.
If you don't,
Now you
I
know.
know. I wish that
Now
could
you
play over top of what I was saying there. But we've been working super hard on this app, and what we've been doing is, dude, it's been what, 3 years, 2 years since we started this.
Has it? It's been that long?
It's been. This has got to be
been a
year
minute.
2. We're in the middle of year 2 right now, so we're always changing as coaches. We're always learning. We're always trying to get better at what we're doing. And with that being said, our programming changes a lot too as we evolve as coaches. And so I hadn't looked at those programs in a while. And not that they're bad, but they are just could be better. And
Yep.
the videos, I love demo videos or demo videos, right? If you get to see how to move, cool. But we definitely want to bring more value to you. And I when I was running through them and looking at the videos, yes, they do the basics. They show you how to move correctly. But I wanted more. I wanted to give you guys more instruction, more help. And so we're redoing all of these videos and most of these programs. And so we've released a new Bareback 101, Roping 101 just hit. It's brand new. On the roping program, it's all bands and body weight. Just because it says roping, anybody can do it. Don't think that it's just you're like only ropers only. If you're a rodeo athlete or even just a regular person that wants to do workouts on the road when you're summer traveling, Roping 101 is going to be awesome for you, and it's a freaking great plan. And then that being said too, mobility. I've had so many questions about mobility programs, and I figured why not? Let's put one on the app. So I'm in the middle of getting that up right now. You guys are going to have some demo videos to shoot this week. But yep. But we're getting that up. I will have that up by the end of this week for sure. And so when this releases, it'll be live. You'll be able to get on there. And for this summer, to kick it off, for the next 4 weeks, I am making the first week of every programs free. So go do the programs, go try them out, go make sure it's something right for you. I'm adjusting the prices a little bit. We're going to bring them down just a hair. So again, this is all about you. This app's there for you guys. We want to help you have access to as many resources as possible. And we're going to start venturing into some other categories that are going to be there. Maybe some riding help, some technique stuff for the bareback riders. We have a link for the Frost Legacy Bull Riding School there. We have it all over our socials, the show notes. If you're a bull rider and you need help with technical skills like that, go check out the Frost Legacy Online Bull Riding School right now. Link should be in our show notes. Go click that, take you right there. It's a one-time payment, super simple. You get it for life. I think they said over 98 videos of bull riding technique, all the way from the level of you learning to being a world champ. There are development skills.
I think if you own a bull rope, you should probably own Frost Legacy Online. Like, I don't really think there's anybody that would not benefit from it. They designed it to take you from beginner, like never been on a bull before, all the way to the NFR. So literally, no matter where you're at, if you've never been on, maybe you've been on a few, maybe you've been to a couple schools before, or maybe you're making your first bid for the NFR this year, like you're gonna benefit from it. And so if you've, like I said, if you own a bull rope, you need to have this. For sure.
It's never going to be cheaper than it is now too. I mean, think about as popularity grows, and I think it's less than $200 now, and it's a one-time payment. One time access for life. Get out of here. You can be like, this isn't going to help me. You should still spend the money now, because I guarantee you, once you mature as a rider and realize that you do need help, then you've got it. And because it is only going to go up, they're adding new videos all the time. I mean, it's exploding in popularity, and as it continues to grow, it's just like, I mean, they'll actually realize, the Frost will actually realize how much they should be charging for it. And you're going to have to pay twice, 3 times, 4 times as much money to get access to all the content on there.
It's probably worth 10 times what they're selling. At least.
I don't disagree.
And you get it for life.
And there's
like,
never
what?
Yeah, and you have it for life. There's no other piece of equipment that's in your rigging bag that costs $200 that you're going to have for as long as you're going to have this.
No. There isn't. And
that's a very good point.
How many think about so many people don't think about it, as your career goes on, you don't stop working on these things. The fundamentals don't go anywhere. You need to continue to work on those and hammer them. All these schools we have the best in the world come and coach. And you know what they say every time? Damn, I forgot about some of this stuff. Like, I'm glad I came here. I'm remembering some things. Like Chase says it all the time, Brooks. He's like, oh, just remembering how to be a bronc rider again. Like, you get out there, you're going hard. It's easy to forget about the basics and just not think about them because you're doing them subconsciously, but maybe you're not doing them to the best of your ability. A school like this, a place you can just go and have that reminder. Oh yeah, I haven't been doing that one little thing. It could change everything for you. And it keeps it simple. It's priceless, dude. Priceless. $160. Yep. I've had to get someone messaging me recently yesterday. Well, he's been messaging me for a couple weeks, and I've been telling him. Well, he's like, he said, I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing with him. 8 seconds is so long. It feels like forever. I make it to 7 seconds and I can't make the buzzer. And I'm like, bro, I hear you. Like, it's not a short amount of time, but what are you doing for prep? Are you exercising? Have you gotten some help, like gone to schools? I told him about the online school. That would be a great investment. He messaged me back a couple weeks later and says, same thing, but he made it to 7.5 this time. And I'm like, bro, you're never going to make that 8 if you don't stop and just go do these fundamentals. I was like, stop getting on for a month. Go do the school. Go do the online school. It's $160. He messaged me again a week later. He got on at Rodeo, whatever, bucked off. How much does Rodeo cost you? $250. Dude, You could have bought the school 2 times almost. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, you want to, and the hard truth is, like, you want to go do the sexy, fun thing, but you're not at that level to do it. You're going to look dumb every time. You're not going to make the buzzer. You're not going to be where you want because you're not doing the necessities to get better. And sometimes it takes an ego check, looking in the mirror and saying, I'm not doing so well at this. I need to go get better at it. I need to practice and hold this off for a second so I can get better at that one thing.
Yeah.
But rodeo athletes just, no one tells anybody that too, like, not often enough. Like, hey man, maybe you're not quite to that level, and maybe you should go. It'd go a lot better if you went and worked on yourself here first, and did the thing that's not as cool, and you'll be a lot cooler at the end. Promise. Promise. But the fundamentals don't go anywhere. You got to stay hungry for those, and it's the hardest thing about rodeo. Is the one thing that keeps you consistent, and winning money is not sexy at all, man. It's funny because the last you focus on those, and you do those things right, and it does look that way. It looks flashy, it looks great, whatever you're doing. But the last thing you're thinking about is making it look that way, if that makes sense. And that's just my own head.
No, yeah, that's exactly it right there. Everybody wants to do more than what it actually takes, if that makes sense. Like, you're trying to make it look a certain way when in reality, like, that's not what's happening, like, during the ride. Like, a guy is sticking to the fundamentals. He might get out of shape, or he might have to make a crazy recovery move, but all he's trying to do is to get back into a position to where he can execute the fundamentals. So like you said, you never graduate from those.
No. But well, that was a fun hour that just whipped by for us just talking. We had a plan that just all went out the window, I think. Oh well, but
next time.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's always next time.
Good to have a chat and have a few laughs at my expense every now and again.
Oh yeah,
it's good.
So it keeps the earth spinning.
It keeps the earth spinning.
It does, man. Well, make sure to download our app. Check it out, Champion Living Fitness app. You can get it in the Apple App Store, Google Play Store. And while you're there, make sure you download the Rodeo Now app. We've talked about it past couple episodes here. They are, changing the game just like we are, or wanting to. And we're all about teaming up with other companies that are trying to make life better for rodeo athletes. And this app is definitely a step in that direction. The ad is rolled, but you can't, it's priceless being able to look up livestock and know what you're getting on. And for you stock contractors to be able to have your guys' livestock, your colts and calves, young livestock especially, videos, a record of them so athletes can see what they're getting on. There's a reason you're hauling it. You believe in it. So get the videos up there so the other guys that are getting on it can believe in it and show up and, minimize turnouts. Get your chances up of your young stock actually being successful and people being able to show off on them. And it's a win-win for everybody, I think. And I just think, I could go on for an hour about that. It makes life easy, so much easier for professional rough stock riders. If you are in the PRCA, get this app. You absolutely need it, or even not. See, and
they've got timed event cattle on there too,
yes,
which is super cool. Because up until then, they got you just pack around. A lot of times, like the secretary has a book, on the cattle and where they've been, and you can look and see, and then you can call somebody or whatever. But they keep like pins of timed event cattle up there if guys will upload the videos. And so that's why, if you're a tie down roper or steer wrestler and you would like to have a catalog of videos of the steer that you've drawn, then you have to be the kind of person that shares your videos. You can't receive the benefits without doing the thing. And so
it's one of those deals that you get out what you put in, and
that's exactly right.
But not just you, like, encourage your friends to put in too, because that's just going to help everybody.
Yeah. You got to upload the videos, and you're going to upload the video on Facebook anyway, so that grandma can see your 5.3 second run in the steer wrestling. Put it on Rodeo Now. Like, it's not complicated. It doesn't take a bunch of time. You know how to do it. Like, throw it up there. It's easy. Free app, doesn't cost you any money, and it's only going to help you in the long run.
Yep. And you can break those rides down. They have slow motion on the app. You can actually use it as a review tool. And I was thinking horses, if you're like a barrel racer or like you said, a roper, and you have more than one horse, maybe a catalog of horses that you're trying to sell, that would be a really good place to have your catalog where people can just go look and say, that horse is fast. Oh, that thing's for sale. Sweet. It's a one-stop shop for everything rodeo. Rodeo Now app. Make sure you go download it. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. And guys, until next time, we'll catch you later. Y'all, if you're having trouble sleeping or you've got really achy muscles, Power Pro CBD has teamed up with us to bring you their tinctures and their warming lotions. Guys, these have been a crucial part of my nightly routine. Y'all can check them out at PowerPro, PWRpro.com. Use our discount code ChampionLiving, all one word, to save you a good chunk of discount.
If you want to learn more about our coaches and program options, make sure to swing over to our website at www.championlivingfitness.com. You can fill out the Become an Athlete form to set up your free consultation and have all your questions answered by a coach.